Joining us now to react, leaders from two coal towns, Kaiser, West Virginia, Mayor Damon Tillman, and Southeastern Montana Development Corporation Executive Director Jim Atchison. It's great to have both of you with us. And when it comes to coal specifically, Damon, I'm going to start with you in West Virginia, because I've done a lot of stories on coal, how we've used technology to make it more clean here in this country, perhaps more so than anywhere else in the world. And Besant is making that point, of course, about how much of a polluter China is with its coal. So when you talk about what your constituents want and what your constituents need, explain to me how President Trump's policies are going to help them.
The biggest thing it's going to do, it's going to help with jobs. You know, they got rid of the coal industry, practically depleted the coal industry in West Virginia. And by bringing it back and doing what President Trump's doing is definitely going to bring more jobs and more opportunity for the residents of my city and of the state of West Virginia.
Jim, talk to us a little bit about this energy emergency. So Donald Trump's going all in, right? We've got an energy emergency. He's basically systematically going down the line and reversing almost everything that Joe Biden did by executive order. So you're looking at this declaration, you're looking at these executive orders. What are you seeing there that unlocks possibilities for energy, for coal, and where you're doing it in Montana?
Yeah, well, we certainly love coal as well, like the good mayor from West Virginia. But we just feel as an economic development professional and along with most business owners, we welcome these new changes, these policies, this declaration we heard yesterday. It just brings a common sense approach to everything, a balanced energy portfolio. I don't know if you want to call it all of the above, but we desperately need more base load power in this country.
Yes.
And by unleashing the American technology and innovation, like you mentioned, prices will go down, jobs will go up. And these are good paying jobs in some of these rural areas. So we're very excited about the leadership change and that communication coming out of D.C.
Jim, I'm so glad you brought that up, because this is coming off that presser that President Trump just held, where there'll be a $500 billion investment in AI data centers starting in Texas. You need a tremendous amount of energy for that. And so this is broader than coal. He said he wants to embrace nuclear. He wants, companies to be drilling. He wants all forms of energy, yes, because that is what we need, not only for economics in this country, but for national security as well.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. As West Virginia, Montana has a lot of coal. I think 30% of the country's coal is in Montana, but we're number 5 or 6 in production. But we're very excited about oil and gas, a renewed interest in oil and gas, the fossil fuels. But we also have world-class supplies of wind and geothermal, and we're looking at SMRs, or small modular nuclear reactors, in our community, along with some fantastic transmission opportunities. The North Plains Connector Project, which will actually connect the east and the west grid, starts in Colstrip and will go into North Dakota. So we're very excited about all of the above, this diversified approach, versus mandates from D.C.
Right.
So,
Damon, you're a mayor in West Virginia. You've got constituents who, for 4 years, have watched their ability to afford life reduce because of inflation. They've felt under pressure because of an administration that denigrates the thing that so many of them and their ancestors have done. What does it feel like when you talk to your constituents about their assessment of the possibilities in America going forward when it comes to energy?
It feels like Christmas. It's a great day when President Trump won that election. It opens up a whole lot of possibilities, and not just the coal. I like the diversified area when we talked about the pipelines as well, the oil, the gas. That opens up so many other jobs for my constituents and for other people in different rural areas, such as, security. Leeton Security is one of the best there is, and Kevin Mayberry in Texas, he employs a lot of people from a lot of my area in West Virginia. And I know they look forward to getting back. And when I tell you it's like Christmas, it really is. I see their eyes sparkle. I see their eyes light up when they know and they think that the possibility of getting back to work is in the very near future.
It sure is. Thank you so much, Mayor Damon Tillman, Jim Atchison. We so appreciate both of you. Thank you.
Thanks, fellas.
Thank you.
Thank you.